The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened in chaos. Representatives from dozens of species filled the massive chamber, their voices creating a cacophony of concern and confusion. At the center of the circular hall, Ambassador Kane stood motionless, his human form seeming insignificant among the towering aliens surrounding him. "Order! Order!" boomed Council Leader Vex, his crystalline form pulsing with authority. The chamber gradually quieted as all eyes turned to the human representative. Kane cleared his throat, his voice carrying clearly through the acoustic perfection of the hall. "Honored Council members, Earth's final warning stands. We have maintained restraint for 3 solar cycles, but our patience has reached its limit." A ripple of dismissive chittering emerged from the Toke delegation. Their ambassador, a mantis-like creature named Click, raised his blade arms. "Human, your species numbers barely 8 billion across a single world. What possible threat could you pose to civilizations spanning hundreds of systems?" Kane's expression remained calm, but those who knew humans well enough noticed the slight tightening around his eyes. "Ambassador Click, that attitude is precisely why we find ourselves here today." The holographic display above the chamber flickered to life, showing recent reports from across the galaxy. Pirate raids on human trade vessels, the enslavement of human colonists on the frontier worlds, and the systematic harassment of Earth's diplomatic missions played out in stark detail. "For years," Kane continued, "we have followed galactic law. We have appealed through proper channels. We have offered negotiations, compensation, and even territorial concessions. Yet the attacks on our people continue." Council Leader Vex's crystalline body dimmed slightly. "Human Kane, while these incidents are regrettable, they represent the actions of fringe groups, not sanctioned government policy. Surely your species understands that maintaining order across thousands of worlds is complex." "Complex, yes," Kane nodded, "but not impossible when there is genuine will to act." An Nexa representative, a slug-like being with multiple eye stalks, undulated forward. "What exactly are you proposing, human? Your species lacks the military capability to challenge even a single major power, let alone the collective might of the galaxy." Kane reached into his diplomatic pouch and withdrew a small device. The chamber's security systems immediately activated, but he held up his free hand. "This is not a weapon. It is a communicator linked directly to Earth Command." He placed the device on the speaking podium and activated it. A new voice filled the chamber, crisp and authoritative. "This is Admiral Ross of the Terran Defense Force. By order of the United Earth Government, I am authorized to implement Protocol 7. The chamber erupted. Few non-humans had ever heard of human military protocols, but the formal tone sent shivers through several species known for their strategic thinking. Ambassador Kane spoke over the noise. "Protocol 7 represents the lifting of all restrictions on human military operations. For 3 years, we have operated under severe limitations, using only defensive measures and maintaining a minimal fleet presence." The holographic display shifted, now showing what appeared to be empty space near Earth's solar system. Suddenly, massive shapes began materializing as cloaking fields deactivated. Hundreds of sleek warships, their hull designs unlike anything in the galactic database, arranged themselves in perfect formation. "Impossible," whispered the Draxi representative. "Our long-range sensors detected no construction, no fleet buildup." Kane smiled grimly. "Humans have always been adept at working in the dark. These vessels represent just the first wave of our true defensive capability." Admiral Ross's voice continued through the communicator. "Each ship incorporates technology that your species abandoned as too resource-intensive or too dangerous. We call it human engineering." The display zoomed in on one of the vessels. Strange energy patterns danced along its hull, and the very space around seemed to shimmer with barely contained power. Kinetic barriers that can deflect entire asteroid fields. Weapon systems that harness stellar energy. Propulsion methods. That fold space itself, Kane listed calmly. All theoretical concepts that other species deemed impractical. Humans, however, have never been particularly concerned with practicality when our survival is at stake. Council Leader Vex's form pulsed rapidly, a sign of extreme agitation. You would threaten the entire galactic community? We threaten no. One who leaves us in peace, Kane replied firmly. But the galaxy has chosen to interpret our restraint as weakness rather than wisdom. That ends today. The Toke ambassador Click's mandibles clicked nervously. This is madness. Even with advanced technology, you lack the numbers to enforce your will across the galaxy. Kane's smile widened, showing teeth in a distinctly predatory expression that made several species instinctively step back. Ambassador, you misunderstand. Human nature, we do not seek to conquer or rule. We seek only to ensure that attacking humans becomes far more costly than leaving us alone. The display changed again, showing tactical readouts that made the military strategists in the chamber gasp. Response times measured in minutes rather than days. Deployment capabilities that could put human forces anywhere in the galaxy within. Hours. From this moment forward, Kane announced, any attack on human citizens, property, or interests will be met with immediate and overwhelming response. We will not negotiate. We will not show mercy to those who show none to us. We will simply act. The chamber fell silent as the implication sank in. A species they had dismissed as barely spacefaring had just revealed capabilities that could reshape the balance of power across the galaxy. Council. Leader Vex dimmed to barely visible levels. What do you want from us? Kane deactivated the communicator and returned it to his pouch. Nothing more than what we have always wanted. To be left alone to live our lives in peace. The choice of how to achieve that peace now rests with each of you. He turned and walked toward the chamber exit, his footsteps echoing in the absolute silence. At the threshold, he paused and looked back. Earth has warned the galaxy. We cannot hold back any more. The door sealed behind him, leaving the galaxies. Most powerful leaders to contemplate a new and terrifying reality. Humanity was no longer asking for respect. They were demanding it.